Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today for a new pick a card reading. For anyone that's new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's reading is going to be a really special reading because this is a collaboration video with my friend Zach over on his channel LD Healing. So what we're going to be doing in my reading today is we're going to be looking into your soul's mission in this present, current lifetime. And you're definitely going to want to check out Zach's video as well because he's going to be digging into your soul's mission in a previous lifetime. So kind of giving you some insight into what you were up to on previous incarnations on this earth. So definitely make sure that you're checking both readings out because I think you're going to get some really interesting messages from both. And Zach is an amazing reader. So I'm really excited for you guys to explore his channel as well. So always keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading, so not every message in the reading may specifically resonate with you. It's a great time to use your intuition to discern what messages are meant for you and what might be a message for someone else. If you were curious to book a more personalized reading, all the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. So if you're curious to explore your soul's mission in this present current lifetime, then let's go ahead and get into our card selection. So I'm going to be working with 3 piles today. Starting here on the left, we have pile 1. This is a Cobalto Calcite, which is a beautiful stone. I'm just like messing everything up. Pile 2, this is a citrine sphere. And for pile 3, we have an amethyst cluster. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your soul's mission in this lifetime. Go ahead and select the card or crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below where you will find the timestamp to skip you ahead to your reading. And I will also have Zach's reading linked in the description box down below for your convenience as well. See you at your reading. Hey there, Group 1. If you guys picked out this gorgeous Cobalto Calcite stone, this is going to be a reading where we are exploring your soul's mission in this lifetime. So let's go ahead and get started with some oracle cards. These are the only cards that I pre-shuffled. We are going to be getting into the rest of the messages through shuffling on camera. And like I was mentioning in the intro, this is a collaboration video. So please make sure that after you watch your reading here on my channel, you head on over to Zach's channel, LD Healing, where you're going to find out your soul's mission in previous lifetimes. So let's go ahead and see. So in this lifetime, we've got Broken Open. We've got a Grand Symphony. We also have a Higher View. So we're going to get some more insight here with the tarot in just a moment, but initially, a couple messages coming through. I definitely think that in this lifetime, my pile 1 viewers, you're learning a lot of lessons. Specifically, what's drawing my eye here is this energy of broken open. I feel like in this lifetime, you are supposed to learn lessons through maybe certain tough times that you go through. Maybe it could be one really rough experience. Maybe it could be multiple rough experiences over time. But broken open is really talking about like exposing, being exposed, feeling exposed, kind of exposing the most exposing our most inner vulnerabilities to the world, right? So the beautiful thing about being broken open is that this is something that helps you to understand yourself better. So that's why I feel like through pain and through certain situations that you go through that really may feel triggering at times, there's like this energy of being able to heal and learn from those experiences. And for some of you guys, I'm getting the impression that maybe your soul's mission could also have to do with relationships as well, with the Grand Symphony card coming here, because the Grand Symphony is kind of talking about how even though we are surrounded by different people, different situations, specifically different people, there's ways that you can harmonize with others to create a really beautiful end result, right? When you think of a symphony, you've got all these different instruments that are playing in the symphony that are playing to create this collective, beautiful piece of music, but they're all playing slightly different variations while still harmonizing to create this beautiful after effect. So I definitely feel for a lot of you guys that this energy of being broken open with the Grand Symphony is having to do with people, like other people, and learning to kind of accept and embrace other people's uniqueness, learning how to get along really well with other people, learning how to befriend people from different varying backgrounds in life, and accepting them for who they really are and the unique energy that they bring to your life, and being able to harmonize in a way. Like, it's sort of like still being yourself and still allowing them to be themselves without having to change anybody. And I think like sort of that energy of acceptance creates this beautiful harmony in your relationships in this lifetime. We also have a higher view. So this is talking about wisdom. So it's kind of like this beautiful story that these cards are telling me here. Group one is like, it feels like through trials and tribulations with other people, or lessons you're learning through other people, you become really wise. So your soul's mission is about kind of like acquiring this wisdom and being able to finally see certain situations from a higher perspective. Like maybe you ultimately becoming this person who is able to give other people guidance, advice, share your bits of wisdom. I have to point out the Lover's card just poked through there. This is a new deck that I got. It's beautiful. So yeah, I definitely feel for a lot of you guys, something around your soul mission is having to do with relationships, the way you get along with others. So maybe in this group, you may find that relationships come like really naturally for you. For others, maybe you've had challenges with relationships throughout your life thus far. And, you know, Cobalto Calcite, the stone that you guys picked, this is a beautiful, beautiful stone for healing energy, specifically the heart chakra. I feel like a lot of you guys are having like an awakening of your heart space, like learning how to be compassionate with others, learning forgiveness and forgiveness of self as well. Two of Cups poking through again. Yeah. Let's see. So let's clarify this energy. Ooh, hold on, you guys. Technical difficulty. Sorry. All right, sorry guys. A little bit of a mess there. So let's go ahead and clarify this energy of broken open. Yeah, so we've got the 10 of Staves, which is the 10 of Wands. Clarifying the Grand Symphony. We have the 8 of Swords, clarifying the higher view. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, interesting. I definitely feel like, let's see. I definitely feel like a part of your soul's mission in this lifetime is also kind of learning how to move through change, how to accept change, how to embrace change. Again, like going back to these messages of the Grand Symphony and like being able to embrace others' uniqueness, unique situations that you might be a part of, almost like this feeling of adaptability to whatever situation or circumstances that are being presented to you. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like, you know, change is not always an easy thing for really anyone. I think most people are creatures of habit and they prefer to just kind of like be comfortable. And with the Wheel of Fortune here, I think that there's a lot of things happening for you in this lifetime that could sometimes feel like ups and downs or maybe unexpected events that come through. I'm also being drawn here to Saturn in this card. So maybe there's been or will be some energy of like restrictions or karma that you guys are working through in this lifetime. But it's like this energy of learning to embrace change, learning to release fear of change, learning to accept change and to flow with changes. And I also think that with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is talking also about destiny too. So there is some sort of something that you guys are like destined to do in this lifetime that you're supposed to learn and figure out what it is while you're here. For some of you guys, I feel like this could be astrology because there's a lot of like astrological energy happening here. And there's also like, you know, the planets that are here. But with the 8 of Swords, I think, you know, I think something that this group might struggle with in this lifetime are like self-limiting beliefs and fears about like having different experiences or having new experiences in life. I think this group, like what I was talking about earlier with the comfort zone, like I think that this group really likes to just be comfortable. Like you like being in your space where you know you're safe, you know you're protected, and even though you know there's like this beautiful world outside for you to explore, I think there's a little bit of fear of the unknown. There's a fear of like, am I going to fit in? There's a fear of like, is this going to go well for me? Am I going to like it? Am I going to feel uncomfortable in this situation, right? So it's almost like this energy of you guys like watching something from afar, like looking out your window but not taking action toward it. Or maybe like this, I also see this as like you being on social media and like watching social media and like watching what other people are doing, but you're not, maybe you're struggling to kind of create those special fun experiences for yourself too. You know, connection does seem really important to this group. And dialing, so we kind of went backwards here, but dialing it back over here, we also have a 10 of wands, a 10 of staves. I think for some of you guys, so the 10 of wands traditionally talks about like doing hard work, you know, like, so maybe in this lifetime, some of you guys are, it's like there's some sort of lesson about work. There's some sort of lesson about hard work. Maybe you guys are experiencing like tough lessons through your career. But I also think intuitively interpreting this card, there's a message here about family, kind of going back to that energy of relationships like I was picking up in the beginning of your reading, group one. You know, because we have this beautiful image here of like a mother with her children. Some of you guys, I think, are healing wounds from motherhood or from your mother or from childhood, I think, in this lifetime as well. And I feel like this broken open energy is kind of speaking to that as well. I feel like as you're progressing through your life, there will be moments where you kind of are triggered by certain circumstances, perhaps relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, things like that. And whatever your triggers are could be bringing you back to childhood memories, which is sort of like the root or the source of where this originated from, if that makes sense. Okay, this is really interesting. So we're going to get a couple of these astrology cards next. So let's see. Get some clarification here. So for group one, what is their soul's mission in this lifetime? I definitely feel like you guys have a lot of really powerful energy here of like being really meant to do something big with that Wheel of Fortune. But I think that like the problem, or not problem, but I think part of the lesson in this lifetime is about learning to eliminate those self-sabotaging beliefs that maybe stem from your childhood and being able to like take courageous steps forward into the experiences that you desire. Because staying inside all the time, staying in your comfort zone doesn't push you anywhere. It just keeps you stagnant, right? So let's see. I also think for some of you guys, maybe like singing or being vocal or being in the spotlight could be something as well. All right, let's get some of these for pile one. Okay, so what was I talking about at the beginning? So we have the 7th house of partners. So there is definitely an element of partnerships and relationships that are a part of this soul's mission in this lifetime. You know, this is definitely highlighting like romantic partnerships. And so I think for a lot of you guys, like I was saying, it's like as you're moving through the energies of life, like I think a lot of your relationships are teaching you about these deeper wounds or just things that you experienced when you were a child that made you who you are today. I also see this, you know, again, tying back to that Grand Symphony card of like learning how to harmonize with people and embrace people for who they really are, their own uniqueness. We also have Aquarian energy coming through. I know. Air energy. So communication, I think that's kind of the energy I was getting when I was talking about like singing and talking. You know, Aquarian energy is very communicative, and Aquarian energy is also collective energy. Like when I think of an Aquarius, I think of, you know, doing what's right for the collective, doing the best thing for everyone involved versus always thinking about self first. And you know, it's interesting because we do have a lot of energies here of like, you know, partnerships, being with other people. Kind of the undertone of this reading feels like it's about the way you're connecting with people and the lessons you're learning through relationships, right? So yeah, there's definitely an element here with this Aquarius energy of thinking more about collective and kind of going back to that symphony of like, how are we creating harmony for all? So even though you guys are, you know, maybe guiding others, assisting others, supporting others, it's cool because other people are also supporting you by, quote unquote, breaking you open to learning about yourself. Like you're learning a lot about yourself in this lifetime through partnership. All right, we also have the moon. Ooh, this is beautiful. This is all about intuition. There's definitely a message here about being able to trust in your intuition as well. Understanding that like you and only you have the answers. You have this deep inner knowing within you. And maybe perhaps being able to discern between intuition and fear, intuition and anxiety is something that could be popping up for you guys throughout time. But I'm also kind of feeling like with the moon card, especially with it talking about soul, it's like this is your emotions. This is about like what makes your soul happy in this life. I think that's something that you guys are exploring. Like, what is it that really resonates with me on a deep soul level? This could have to do with like soulmates, literally. This can have to do with, you know, your partnerships like we've been talking about. But I also think with this higher view in the Wheel of Fortune, it's like you're supposed to be doing something in your life that really aligns with your soul. What really like feeds your soul, you know? And I kind of feel like you guys will uncover this when you're able to kind of see change from a higher perspective. Like if you're moving through changes in life, right? Wheel of Fortune, ups and downs. Sometimes change gives us a great opportunity to take pause and see things from a higher perspective before we act, right? So let's get a few more of these and then we'll close it out, group one. We have peace. Peace and contentment are coming to you. So definitely agree. Like, especially with this energy here, you know, the broken open, I think that you're learning how to find peace within yourself and acceptance of yourself in this lifetime, but you're also learning how to attract partners and partnerships in your life that bring that sense of peace. You just might have a couple of bumps in the road before you kind of learn that. Okay, we also have recognition. Admiration for your hard work is coming. Yeah. You guys are definitely meant to be seen. Like I keep getting that, especially with the higher view in the Wheel of Fortune. But it's like with that Eight of Swords, part of this lesson, part of the lesson in your lifetime is learning to come out of your shell and not be afraid to speak out and not be afraid to be that advocate for yourself. But you all are definitely meant to be seen. We have soulmate, happiness, and divine counterpart. I feel like we have to take those. Normally I wouldn't take this many, but it feels like really in alignment with a lot of the energies we've been picking up. So this says new discoveries that lead to celebrations. Love yourself first. Kind of makes sense with that Wheel of Fortune and the moon, right? This is all about finding what it is that makes you happy and finding that out through different ups and downs and changes in your life. And then of course, both of these are talking about divine connections, divine counterparts, soulmates, things like that, which really further confirms that your soul's mission is, you know, learning through relationships is part of the story here. This is a really cool reading, group one. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please drop me a comment below and let me know. Please don't forget to head on over to Zach's channel to check out his reading so you can look into your past lives or lives. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. And I'll catch you guys in a new reading very soon. Bye. Hello there, group two. If you guys picked this beautiful Carnelian sphere, this is going to be your reading. We're going to dig into your soul's mission in this lifetime. So let's go ahead and get into it. And always don't forget to also visit Zach's reading at the end of this one, where you can look into your past lifetimes. So for group two, we start off with opening to discovery. We have the storyteller. And we have roots of abundance. Ooh, this is really cool energy. I definitely think in this lifetime, there's this energy of curiosity for sure, like opening to discovery. This is like you guys unlocking new experiences, new things, new energies to explore. I think exploration, maybe even travel in this lifetime, is something that could be really important to you. And I think just this like a general energy of being open-minded in general. Like there's definitely a feeling of genuine curiosity to understand the world, to understand experiences, very open-minded energy. So if you guys are watching this and you're like, I'm not open-minded, that might be part of the lesson that you're learning, right? Although I feel like if you're here, you have to be open-minded to be watching a tarot reading. This energy of the storyteller is really cool too. So I feel like some of you guys in this lifetime, there could be something around like writing or journaling, or maybe even having like getting recognition for your writing and the words that you say. It's interesting too because there's also a key. Are you guys seeing the key here in both of these cards? So I feel like you guys are unlocking something in this lifetime through writing. You're unlocking something in this lifetime, either through writing, or it's like you're writing about the things that you're discovering and exploring. The storyteller is an energy that talks of being the one to write your own story. So for some of you guys, like on a more spiritual level, this is talking about you being the one to dictate how you're seen. You're being the one to dictate how you're perceived. You being the one to write your own story, creating your own circumstances for yourselves, versus maybe like letting other people choose for you or allowing other people to direct you. This is about finding your own path and being the one to write it in a beautiful way. It's kind of like main character energy. You know what I mean? Like you're the main character, which is really cool. So it's like, this is really cool because it's like you guys have like a whole world in front of you in this lifetime, and there's a lot to be unlocked. I feel like there's just this energy of needing to go out and do it, an energy of needing to go out and take charge of it. We also have the roots of abundance. So for some of you guys, this energy of exploration, writing things down, being the figurative like writer of your own story, like this also has to do with your roots. This is having to do with like the way that you support yourself in this lifetime, either through like career or maybe more metaphorically, but I also think for a lot of you guys, this roots of abundance is talking about potential family dynamics as well. Because when I think of roots of abundance, I don't know, I think of families, I think of laying down roots. There's a key here too. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's wild. What is like the spiritual meaning of a key? To me, I feel like this is about unlocking something, figuring something out, like doors opening for you in this lifetime. That's very cool. But yeah, roots of abundance is definitely making me think of family energy, but I also think it's talking about like you having abundance in your life in general through the things that you do and the experiences that you're having. A solid foundation, if you will. So let's get some clarifiers here with this gigantic tarot deck. So let's clarify this opening to discovery for group 2. We have the Hermit card. Okay. Clarifying the storyteller energy for group 2. Okay. This is the Ace of Sacred Circles. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And then let's clarify this Roots of Abundance for group 2. The Fool. Very interesting. I love that this is a tarot card reader here. So maybe some of you guys are psychics, or maybe some of you guys read tarot, or you have a spiritual practice. And it's like, it definitely feels like you guys are meant to maybe do this spiritual practice as a way of supporting yourself, which is, it's kind of cool that that came through. This is my first time using this deck, so I didn't even know that that card looked like that. So it's definitely a cool synchronicity to see, a cool little surprise to see. So I'm going to dial it back this way. I definitely think that perhaps this opening to discovery energy, maybe it's not so outward for a lot of you guys. It could be outward in terms of like exploring, going places, traveling, like I was talking about in the beginning. But because we have the Hermit card here, there's definitely an energy of self-discovery, because the Hermit is a very isolated energy. It's an energy of spending a lot of time alone. So maybe you guys are loners, or maybe learning to be comfortable with being alone is something that's important for you in this lifetime. But the Hermit also comes with a lot of wisdom. So I also see this as like your willingness to be open-minded and your willingness to explore different ideas is bringing you this sense of this skill of like just wisdom, and like you're all knowing and you're magical in a sense. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is how you're helping people, because just intuitively reading the card, you know, the Fool in this card is doing work that is meant to help someone else, right? Like she's doing spiritual advising for someone by doing a tarot card reading. So that doesn't mean that you guys who picked the pile 2 are necessarily tarot readers. I feel like some of you could be, but I think that the wisdom that you've gained through your own self-discovery and exploration allows you this really solid foundation of being able to help others. So even if it's not like tarot card reading, it could be something else that you guys are meant to do in this lifetime that you're doing for work that's like a foundation from which supports you. But it's something that's helping other people navigate through their own life experiences, because we would go to a hermit for support, like, because the hermit has wisdom. The hermit knows the answers, right? Because they've done the work, they've done the self-work, they've done the healing. Maybe a lot of you guys have been in therapy or go to therapy, or you're really curious to explore yourself and get to know yourself. You're able to leverage this energy to help others. And maybe this energy of the Fool, because the Fool is all about leaping into new experiences, right? So for some of you, there is that additional message of like, you know, like travel or taking leaps of faith, being willing to try new things. And this is also something that brings you a sense of stability in your life. This is really cool here too with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Sacred Circles, because like I was mentioning in the beginning, I was getting that like maybe some of you guys are supposed to be like known for like your writing or your words. And so the Ace of Pentacles is talking about potential to grow something out of the stories of your life. So maybe some of you guys are meant to like write a book in this lifetime. Maybe some of you guys are just meant to be like, you're meant to be getting paid for your life story. You're meant to be getting abundant energy, receiving abundant energy through like your words and your like poetry and your understanding of life. But I also think too with the Ace of Pentacles, it's good to know that the Ace of Pentacles is potential energy, right? So like potential energy is always going to remain potential unless you actually take action and act on that potential energy. So I think a lot of you guys, maybe part of the lesson or part of your soul's mission is taking action toward the thing, taking action toward sharing your story with others, coming out of this isolation mode and feeling comfortable to express yourself, because there's a lot of untapped potential that's showing itself here. So let's see. Let's get a couple of these astrology cards next for group 2. So what is group 2's soul mission in this life? We have the 7th house of partners. This came up in group 1. Interesting. Let's get a couple more and then we'll get into it. The 12th house. I don't know why I thought that was going to come out. This happens all the time when I use this astrology deck, you guys. It's so weird. Like, I get an image of a card in my head and then it comes out. Okay. The void of course moon. Okay. This is interesting. I think, okay. So the 7th house of partners, starting back over here, this is definitely talking about relationships. So I do think that you guys in this lifetime are learning more about yourselves and gaining a lot of this wisdom through exploring partnerships. This can be romantic relationships or really any type of partnership of significance, even friendships. But specifically, I think for this group, it's romantic relationships because of the depiction here on the card. That's just the energy I'm getting. There's a lot of magical energy surrounding this card too, like with this couple here, and then like the Hermit card has this magical energy coming out. So it's like there's definitely something about relationships that's really important in your soul's mission. I feel like the relationships in your life are helping you to unlock certain things. I also think that the relationships in your life could be helping you with writing your story, you know, whether it is like literally you guys are writing the story and trying to sell it, or even if it's just this energy like of metaphorically, like maybe learning again, like you have the free will to make the choices and decisions that tell the story of your life. Like you're the main character in your life, right? So despite what may happen in partnerships, kind of remembering that you're the main character, you're the one that dictates how things go. I also feel like, especially with the 12th house and the void of course moon coming up here together, I do wonder if there's this energy for you guys sometimes of like maybe feeling like something's missing in your life, or feeling like something is off, or there's like a void. And there's this energy of the 12th house of like escapism. Like I wonder for some of you guys if you feel like is there this energy of to fill something that's missing within me? Do I participate in things that kind of take me to a better place, in a sense of fantasy? Right? Like, there's certainly things that are hidden right here with the 12th house. There's certainly things I think that, you know, and this also kind of makes sense with the Ace of Pentacles being here with that potential energy, right? Because if there is this energy of like escapism, or this energy of doing things or avoiding, you know, because like to me, when I think of this 12th house card, I think of more like fantasy land, or taking part in activities that don't necessarily align with like my practical ambitions always. But I also think this could be part of your story that you're writing too. I just want to see really quick here with the 12th house. 12th house, escape. Yes. The corresponding tarot card is the 4 of Cups. This talks about solitude, charity, begging, hospitalization, secret enemies, that's right, exploitation, and visions. So I definitely think because we have the Hermit card coming up here, there is a lot of like, it does feel like there's a lot of preference to just kind of be by yourselves, group 2. And maybe that's something in this lifetime that you're learning. Like I was saying, like it's okay to be by yourself. But on the flip side, we do have partnerships here too. So I feel like it's about learning to kind of strike that balance between escaping my relationship responsibilities and then like being present for my relationship responsibilities. Let's see. Let's get a few more cards to close us out, group 2. What else does group 2 need to know about their soul's mission? We have strength, determination, perseverance, and self-discovery. Exactly. Self-discovery is like the overwhelming like theme that's coming through for you. We have ask your angels. Seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. So it's interesting that this is coming up over the 12th house, as maybe spirituality is something that you guys escape to at times. Not necessarily that that's a bad thing, but maybe when you're in your isolation mode, those periods where you're in hermit mode, this is like an energy of like using your spirituality to help you through those moments. We have peace. Peace and contentment are coming to you. I love it. So this is a really interesting reading, group 2. I would really like to hear how some of these messages resonated with you. So drop me a comment down below and definitely let me know. Please don't forget to head on over to Zach's channel, LD Healing. The link to his videos in my description box below, where you can look into your past lifetime or lifetimes. If you did enjoy the video, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in a new one really soon. Bye. Hey there, group 3. If you guys picked out this beautiful amethyst, this is going to be your reading where we're going to dig into your soul's mission in this lifetime. Please make sure that you guys also check out Zach's reading. I will have the link to his in my description box below once you finish watching this one. So let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off here for group 3, we have Awakening Genius. We have the Call of the Muse. And then we also have Healing the Heart. Okay. We're going to get some more, and sorry. We're going to get some more messages with the tarot in just a minute here. But let's kind of start off here with what I'm seeing. So first things first, these cards, both Awakening Genius and the Call of the Muse, both of these are talking about creative expression. So I feel like one of your, like something that's part of your soul mission in this lifetime is learning to channel your creativity and express it in a really beautiful and meaningful way. This Call of the Muse is really making me feel like there's some sort of like outward expression that you all are learning in this lifetime or going after in this lifetime. This could literally be like learning to dance or being a dancer, and this is the way that you express yourself in this lifetime. Or other things having to do with like physical movement, right? Like yoga, things like that. But either way, even if it's not like in that literal sense, the Call of the Muse is about kind of learning to embrace your own unique spirit, your own uniqueness, and not be afraid to just like express it in a way that feels totally authentic to you. So I feel like some of you guys that like picked this group, maybe some of you guys are a little bit like, by our societal standards, maybe people perceive you as being different or kind of quirky or unique in a certain way. Some of you guys might have been, I don't know why I'm feeling this, but especially with this Awakening Genius, it makes me feel like some of you guys might have been bullied as kids or like maybe looked at as a little bit of an oddball because the way your mind works is just different from others. The way you express yourself is just different from others. Especially here, like Awakening Genius is telling me that you guys are super intellectual. Like if there hasn't already been this awakening for you, this is definitely a part of your soul's mission, is like unlocking and accepting the amazing, just like intellectual that you are and feeling confident to express your ideas. I think that you guys have a lot of really great ideas, a lot of creative ideas. I feel like this is an energy of really thinking about things from a very elevated, unique perspective. And not being afraid, again, to express that in a way that feels authentic to you. We also have Healing the Heart, which is interesting. So there is some heart chakra work that's happening for you in this lifetime. There is some sort of a wound that you all will be healing or are currently healing in this lifetime. So you know, this can have to do with something with love. This can have to do with like romantic relationships. So this can also have to do with like family dynamics as well. We're going to pull some astrology cards later, but for some reason, this healing the heart is making me think of Chiron in astrology. Chiron being the wounded healer. And where Chiron shows up in our chart is where we have like a wound, quote unquote. And it doesn't ever really go away. It's just always something that kind of comes up, you know, from time to time as we navigate our life. So let's get some tarot cards and just kind of see what else comes through. So for group 3, what is their soul mission in this lifetime? This deck is like gigantic. So let's start with clarifying the awakening genius. Ooh, okay. That one's coming up. I'm going to put it back in though, because I don't want to take reversals. So let's see. Maybe it'll come back out. We have the strength card. There it is, the courage. You know what? I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that card because of YouTube. We have the devil. Okay. And we have the 7 of Swords. Yeah, you guys are definitely very, you know, I don't care. Maybe I'll get demonetized. Who cares? For nudity, but whatever. Yeah, like with that 7 of Swords, I think you guys are certainly really, really intellectual. Maybe there's Aquarian energy in your chart. We also have Leo and Capricorn here with your tarot cards. So yes, with this strength card coming up, this is definitely an energy of like, courage, courageousness. You know, some of you guys, it's like I'm getting a couple messages here with these Call of the Muse and the Awakening Genius, because for some of you, I was kind of initially getting like a really shy energy of someone that like is like a budding flower, if you will. Like having all this amazing creative energy within you, being this beautiful, unique individual, and then blossoming over time, right? Which would take courage, which would take confidence to be able to finally come into your own and break out of your shell. And with this woman in the card, she's more mature, right? She's a little bit older in age. So it makes me feel like for some of you, as you get older, this idea of being yourself and accepting yourself and like behaving in ways that makes you feel happy and authentic becomes a lot easier. But then on the flip side, you know, we have this devil card coming up here too, which the devil card is talking about like temptation, right? It talks about temptation. It talks about things that bring us down. It talks about, you know, feeling like we're stuck in something in our lives. And so on the flip side, I also think for some of you guys, part of your soul's mission is learning how to restrain yourself, learning how to tame impulses. So the devil can talk about a lot of different things. It's, you know, it's like the ultimate indulgence, right? Think of things that you really, really like. And even though you really like them and you love indulging in them, you know that maybe they're not 100% good for you, right? This is where like addictions come into play. So whether it's like addicted to love, addicted to sex, addicted to drugs, alcohol, things like that. This is also because of like the chains that I'm seeing here between the two people. I also feel like there's an energy of like learning how to separate yourself from others in relationships too. You know, maybe you guys were raised in a household where there was like a certain way that you had to act because of other people that were in the household. And, you know, part of the challenge in this lifetime is kind of breaking free of those shackles and being able to confidently express yourself. Seven of Swords. So yes, this is an intellectual card. This is a strategic card. But I also think that you guys in this lifetime, there's a little bit of a wound here, again, around the heart, because the 7 of Swords is an energy of like when we kind of self-sabotage a little bit. You know what I mean? Like this guy, look at this dude. He's taken all the swords for himself. He's stealing, right? There's a little bit of like a dishonest energy, and he's very happy with himself for that. And I can't help but being drawn to this beautiful, like, happy couple in the background that's just happy with, like, their one sword that they're sharing there. I don't know. Like, it's making me feel like you guys might have this thing in this lifetime that you're working out around relationships and around, like, behaving in ways, and maybe it's not just romantic relationships, but it's like the energy I'm getting is like you're behaving in ways that avoid intimacy because you're afraid of getting hurt. So it's like self-sabotaging. So like doing things that you know are not good for you, that are not going to get you the love that you want, because it just feels safer to avoid that so that you don't get hurt. It's like self-sabotaging. This also, for me, in a relationship setting, is like avoidance. It's like when somebody doesn't want to communicate, they don't want to be vulnerable, maybe they ghost and things like that. So those can all be themes that you guys are working through in this lifetime, whether you're the one behaving this way or whether it's like you're connecting with other people who treat you this way and you're learning how to heal from that energy, because maybe this is an energy that was presented to you in childhood. I don't know why, but I keep getting like alcoholism with this group. Not saying that you have this problem, but I'm getting like with the Devil card, like I'm wondering if this like has to do with like a father figure or someone from your childhood. And it's like you're trying to break free of those chains that experience left on you. All right, let's get some astrology cards for group 3. Soul mission in this lifetime for group 3. Uranus genius. Look at that, you guys. You have the genius card coming up twice. That's what's up. Let's see what else. We have Leo being in the spotlight. Yes. Mercury retrograde. Okay, cool. So definitely, I think that part of your soul mission in this lifetime with Uranus, this is definitely tying into your intellectual capabilities. Like, I think that you guys have just like a really intelligent, like hyper intelligent, unique way of viewing the world. And maybe for some of you guys, you know, Uranus is also a planet that's very unpredictable. So part of this strength card being here has to do with kind of like restraining yourself, right? Like maybe with Uranus being here, you sort of like come across in a way that could be like off-putting to other people sometimes because you're thinking about things in a way that like they haven't even thought of before. So it's sort of like learning to like read the room and understand who you're talking to, and are they going to really be able to receive this kind of unique intellectual message that I'm giving them. You know what I mean? But I also think too, like, you know, Uranus being the unpredictable planet, you know, there could be also circumstances within your life that are unpredictable, or that were unpredictable, that are kind of like testing you, giving you the courage to be able to really fully come into your own, right? But yeah, you guys feel like this is a very like brainiac in a good way, like nerdy, science-y kind of person, maybe for some of you. But with the Leo card, there's definitely this energy of like wanting to, or finally coming into the spotlight. So even if you guys don't feel like you like the spotlight, I do feel like part of your soul's mission is being in the spotlight. It is being confident in yourself. It is being in a leadership position, whether it's of your own life or leading others. There's a lot of abundant energy that I'm seeing here too with that gold in the Leo. So I think that maybe for some of you, the work that you're doing in this lifetime puts you in the spotlight as well. And that Devil card could be talking about like, you know, like when you're doing work and you're doing something that you really love and it's like your passion, but then now it's part of your work, right? Sometimes we can fall out of love with that passion and we feel like we're chained into it in a way. So there's kind of that dynamic at play that I'm getting for you as well. But Mercury retrograde coming up is interesting too, because I think that, you know, in Mercury retrogrades, this is when we kind of have to slow things down and take some time to like reflect on situations in our lives. And I think that it's giving you time to, I mean, for lack of a better word, reinvent yourself or do things in a different way, reflect and think about things from a different perspective, reassess our circumstances, right? This could also have to do with the message around love and healing the heart too. Mercury retrogrades, like, I feel like for some of you guys in this lifetime, love or relationships could be a little bit like challenging or slow, or relationships that pop up in your life from time to time kind of like remind you of what you don't want as you're moving through your healing journey, if that makes sense, to kind of test you. But it's interesting because, you know, Uranus is such an unpredictable planet. It's like kind of a strike of lightning in a sense, but then Mercury retrograde is like slowing down. So there's definitely this duality of like striking out, but then like slowing down. That's interesting. So let's get a couple more cards, then we'll close this out, group 3. All right, so we've got fear. It says, expecting the worst, afraid of failure, wasting time on negative thoughts. Interesting. There's a little bit of self-sabotage going on, and it's, you know, I think this is like an important part of your soul's mission, group 3, because maybe because of unpredictable experiences you've had in the past, there's this fear that bad things are going to continue happening to you, but part of it is working through that fear and becoming more confident in yourself. Instead of falling into negativity and like negative thoughts because we've been hurt in the past, it's like learning to step up and take the lead and move forward, you know? Look at that. We've got overcoming obstacles. Get back on your feet, gain strength from difficult situations. Yes, this is tying together so well, group 3. So it's like through challenge, through struggle, you find rest. Through struggle, you find wisdom and you find confidence. There's a song by a band called As I Lay Dying. It's called Through Struggle. Look up the lyrics. Okay. We have apology, forgive through mutual understandings, and we have denial, failure to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addictions. That's the devil card here. So there is definitely some sort of pattern in this lifetime that you guys are breaking or learning about with regard to yourselves. Unhealthy cycles or addictions, like with that devil card, could really be anything. You guys know your own life and your own situation more than me. And maybe if it's not you specifically, it has to do with family. It has to do with your ancestors, things that were passed down to you. And so here with apology, with the healing heart, it's like forgiveness through mutual understanding. So it's like this has to do with forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others. But I think part of the soul's mission is like learning how to be more vulnerable with other people so that you can get to that point of forgiveness. Because like if you're never letting your guard down, if you're never like trying to understand or being vulnerable enough to like expose your own feelings, you never know how a situation is going to work out with someone else. You're never able to fully forgive. You just kind of, you miss out on that opportunity to have like a really beautiful, vulnerable connection. Wow. So pile 3, this is a really cool reading. I would really like to know in the comments how it resonated with you. Please don't forget to head on over to Zach's channel, LD Healing, to check out his video. I'll have it linked in the description box down below, where he's going to look into your past lifetimes. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you're not already. It helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a new one really soon. Bye.